everybody. Welcome to another exciting edition of NASCAR.com GarageCam Live, presented by Mobile One. I'm your host, Matthew Dillner, and Josh Wise. I just saw him here about 30 seconds ago. He just did the greatest disappearing act of any driver I think I've ever seen. I believe, yeah, that was amazing. We're going to try to get Josh. Oh, there he is. He hasn't disappeared. Beerfrost.com on board Josh Wise's car right here, and live on NASCAR.com GarageCam, Josh Wise. All right, buddy, Chicago time. Are you Jake or Elwood?
Who?
Are you Jake or Elwood?
I don't even know what that means.
You're not come on, you're in Chicago, you've never seen the Blues Brothers?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You've never seen the Blues Brothers?
I haven't.
Oh, we got you on the spot. All right, so how about this paint scheme, bringing it back after Darlington here? Still the Ricky Craven ride. Looking forward to getting this thing in the show.
Yeah, I am. It's a sweet-looking car, and you definitely won't be able to miss it on the racetrack, so hopefully we can get her tuned up, find some speed here.
And a pretty frosty sponsor.
Yeah, no doubt. Actually, I got some Beer Frost this week, and it's pretty amazing stuff, actually.
What is it?
It's essentially lowers the temperature of ice from, to negative, in the negative degrees, like negative 10 degrees. So it's pretty incredible. It keeps ice available for longer before it melts, and also keeps your drinks a little cooler.
All right, Ben. Well, hopefully this guy will be cooler this weekend here at Chicagoland. Beerfrost.com, I might have to check that out. Ryan Blaney is in this 21 machine right here, Penske, and of course the Wood Brothers and Penske together. It's a Wood Brothers car, Penske support. The number 95, Michael McDowell, in this garage. We got to hustle because it's the chase, baby. We're starting the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup here this weekend. As we look here at Timmy Hill's car and snake our way through the garage here. Hopefully, it looks like we have a hole right here, boys. If we can get through these tires, here we go. Live television here. You never know what you're going to see, including a large man trying to squeeze through a hole. What's up, guys? And we've made it. We are on the other side right here. Alex Bowman, new sponsor this week. Jewel Osco on board this number 7 Tommy Baldwin Racing entry. Of course, Jeff Burton's car in the distance, J.J. Yaley's. Hopefully we can show you a lot of cars, but if we don't, well, we got that chase field to get to. But hey, this show is about all 43 drivers, and how could we leave out somebody like Brian Scott here in the number 33 Velveeta Shells and Cheese sponsored car, an RCR entry this weekend, so a big opportunity here for Brian Scott, who likes racing at the Chicago track. Rosemary Begley, been away from GarageCam for almost 2 months. Guess it's time to fall off the wagon. Oh, well, hop on our wagon there. Glad to be back, you said. Well, we're glad to have you back, Rosemary. That is awesome. Gotta love all the NASCAR.com supporters who watch all of our shows, whether it be the preview show presented by FedEx or Mobile One GarageCam here, or the Dirty Air podcast, and all the different things we put on NASCAR.com. We have great writers, great editorial staff that write articles for you. In the video department here, we take pride in what we do as well. Brett Moffitt, number 34, right alongside Landon Castle, a new paint scheme for the CRC. Knock her loose. Oh, there you go. Hopefully, well, who knows? Maybe he'll knock somebody loose. Hopefully he's not too loose on the racetrack this weekend. And there is a beautiful paint scheme for Landon Castle. That is awesome. Check this out, the number 38 of David Gilliland. Jack Benjamin, the name on the car. Well, that's for a good reason. And what's up, David Gilliland? How you doing? You got a special guest here this weekend. Why don't you tell me about him?
Yeah, we got Jack Benjamin is our special guest this weekend. Awesome. We went and visited the Children's Miracle Network Hospital yesterday, and all them kids are just incredible. And what a heartwarming day to go out and visit with them and see them smile. But Jack designed the paint scheme on the car, and It stands for the sun and the moon there, and we asked him, how'd you come up with that? He said because of all the days and nights that he saw being in the hospital, you know, while he was getting better and going through his recovery. So very, very special. I can't wait to meet him. Seen pictures of him, and wrote him a letter, and we got him a driving suit. So he's going to be matching me on Sunday, so that's exciting. We're excited about that. And just really, really proud of Love's Travel Stops and everything they do to support the Children's Miracle Network Hospital, and the money that they're able to raise to support them. And that hospital, we went over there yesterday, like I said, it was my second time going, and they said they spent $900 million building it.
Wow.
And what a facility, not only for the kids, but for the parents and everybody going through, you know, those hard times. So really, really proud to be driving this car and have Jack and his family with us this weekend.
That's awesome. He'll be in that fire suit. We got to look at this helmet real quick. We got to roll, but show us this helmet real quick, because that thing's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool. Like I said, this, you know, he said this, he designed this, and you know, that stands for the moon and the sun. And like I said, you know, just, you know, his memories of being in the hospital and watching, you know, the sunrise and the moon, you know, all those nights he was in there. So very special. I'm aware, proud, and I'm excited, like I said.
All right, David Gillen, thanks for joining us on NASCAR.com. GarageCam, and yes, Loves. What a job they do. I've seen that before, where they've taken a child to the racetrack and given them the fire suit. The Children's Miracle Network and Children's Hospital of Chicago on board this weekend in a beautiful paint scheme, and a touching deal right there. And it's going to be a great weekend for that, not just David Gillen, but for that whole team to have some inspiration literally on board and on the pit box this weekend. Justin Allgaier, we passed Cole Witt's car, the Allgaier Brandt machine. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., his Roush teammate right alongside the number 6 car of Tennessee's Trevor Bain. Everybody in the chat room, wonder who was on the pole position in the chat. Talk to us, Stricker. I like how Matt Stricker looked both ways before he crossed the garage. Very smart.
You got to make sure. It's a lot of things can go on around here. Louis DiDonato, you were the first in our chat room today. We're glad that you're part of the show. As always, we're glad everyone's here part of the show. And this is Dillner's show. I'm going to give it back to him now.
I don't know about Dillner's show. This is the fan show right here as we walk in this expansive garage area here at the Chicagoland Speedway in Joliet, Illinois. Okay, we're not actually in Chicago proper, but we are nearby the city. One of the greatest cities in America. We were out last night after our chase event that was live streamed on NASCAR.com with Miss Sprint Cup. We had a beautiful dinner last night at Rosales Cucina. But look at this, see the fans right here? You get to come, there's a kind of lowered fence deck right there where you can get some autographs of Slugger Labby right over there, and or other drivers, crew chiefs, personalities in the sport, whoever it be. And now we actually come to our first chase driver. Yes, 16 nations, 10 battles, one will prevail. Will it be the guy that Timmy Latiga is a crew member for? And that is this number 27, Paul Menard, using consistency to get his way into his very first chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. Well, Chicago here, I believe his best finish here in Chicago was a 10th in 2010. Hey, you want to talk about consistency. It hasn't been an all-star performance for this 2017, but slowly and surely they've made themselves a contender here in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Yes, he's got a big win a few years back at Indianapolis, but think about this stat. Chew on this stat for a little bit. This number 27 car, how many laps has he led this year in 2015? 1 lap. But consistent efforts throughout the season, he could go into this chase leading only 1 lap and leave the one man remaining, the champion in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. I'm talking about a great story right here. The Peak Antifreeze and Cooling team right here, the 5-Hour Energy Group, the Michael Waltrip Racing team here, the number 15 of Clint Boyer from Kansas. Why is this such a great story? Well, you know, the team is closing up doors next year. A lot of people will be losing their jobs, looking for other work. But I'll tell you what, this team has no quit in it. This driver has no quit. And they are going to try to go out with a bang here in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Eric Amarola, number 43. I'll tell you what, this team and the effort that they showed and the effort that that young driver showed was amazing last week in Richmond, and really was the story of that race. Everybody talked about the guys that made it into the NASCAR chase for the Sprint Cup, but you know, at the end of the race, it seemed like everybody, even the guys that made it in, were talking about that number 43 team and Eric Amarola, the Florida driver. Leah Bartlett, I got a need for speed now to see my favorite driver, Casey Kane. Pretty please, since you said pretty please. Let's go to the Great Clips number 5. Really struggled, a big struggle this year for this Keith Rodden-led team of Casey Kane. Casey talking repeatedly after the race in Richmond and how they're really having a hard time getting the number 5 to turn. Now that sounds like kind of a trivial statement, but hey, if you can't get the front end geometry right, you can't get the car to turn, you can't get that feel that you want, that's a tough thing for any race car driver. Blaine Smith, hey Matt, are the race cars really slammed down this weekend? Well, sitting here in the garage, not very slammed down. No. There's definitely some space there. We've gone to places like Indianapolis and whatnot and seen them literally dragging on the ground. They are not as slammed down this weekend, but really, they are pretty darn slammed down. You'll see a lot of bumps here this weekend. You'll see a lot of suspension and skirts dragging on the track. That's the great thing about this track. Kyle Larson here, of course, the Clorox cars, we take a look at it. Chicago's really seasoned into a really good racetrack. Very fast. It's known for its speed. It's known for its arced backstretch. But this place here, over the course of harsh winters here in the Midwest, it has really seasoned that pavement is the best way to really describe it. And it's seasoned it into a very racy racetrack here.
So back to our question, I think one of the main things coming out of are the cars slammed down, we thank you for your comment. We are going to run the 2015 rules package for the entirety of the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup this year. So that rules package with no ride height is going to be in play as it has all season. Those other packages have been successful, but this is what NASCAR chose to go with for the entire season. So hopefully we helped you out a little bit there with your question. Yeah,
I mean, we won't be running that low downforce package that we saw at places like Kentucky, like at Darlington. Of course, there was a Goodyear tire test the other day. Also some testing going on with a low downforce package, potentially for next year. NASCAR doing its best job to make sure they don't just jump to a rules package. They keep the package that's worked for most of the year. Yes, the low downforce package is something that the drivers have liked so much this season, but only tested in 2 race weekends. And one of those race weekends, we had such an abbreviated practice weekend at Kentucky because of inclement weather. So probably next year, my guess would be that we'd see a low downforce package here in these NASCAR Sprint Cup Series cars. Hey, you see the number 13 Geico machine right here, Casey Mears. He was a guest on our Dirty Air podcast this week, so make sure you go on iTunes and download it. Or heck, if you want to see the actual full show, we videotape it. The highlight is up on NASCAR.com with Casey Mears' appearance. But the show in its entirety, go to YouTube, type in Dirty Air Podcast, and boom, there you go on the NASCAR YouTube page. So check it out. You want a straight shooting show? We'll give it to you. Aspen Dental on the number 10 car of Danica Patrick this weekend. As we roll on along here and show you the Mobil 1 car, Tony Stewart's machine right here. The Chevrolet, of course, a big thank you to Mobil 1 for all they do, not only in our sport, but for our show, GarageCam. And I say our show because every single fan that's watching this show right now live on NASCAR.com, this is your show. This isn't my show. This isn't Matt Strickard's show. This isn't anybody else's show. This is your show. We do this for you. We don't do this for anything else. We're blessed to do what we do, and we're looking here at the 14 crew, hard-working bunch here. Ray, and the boys right there. Getting this thing ready for the first practice of the kickoff for the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. Sam Hornish right here. New logo on the hood of that car. Walmart on the hood of this Richard Petty Racing Ford Fusion, the number 9. Halfway in GarageCam, we're doing pretty well as far as our time's concerned right here, but backing this car out of the garage stall. I'm going to get it primed and ready to go here. Hey, look, it's Zach Albert shaking his head because he doesn't want to get on GarageCam. David Ragan, the number 55, Aaron's Dream Machine. I'll tell you what, pretty good, strong effort for David Ragan. He's been the super sub sort of this week, and of course filling in for Kyle Busch when he was injured and out of the seat. And then with Brian Vickers and his health problems, well, David Ragan in this number 55, and yeah, he didn't make the chase, but sure did run really well. DRL 14, SHR and JGR, please. And chase drivers 18 and 41. Oh yeah, baby, we'll get them all for you right here. And you know what? It was almost like his ears, it was almost like your ears were ringing. We were sitting there talking about you and your pretty darn good season here, actually, especially at the end of the season. A lot of strong runs. You've been like super sub this year in a way. You don't have a cape on.
Yep, no cape. But
no cape.
Had a lot of fun this year. You know, 10 races to go. A little disappointed we couldn't find a way to win a race and make the chase, but nevertheless, well, we have had some really good runs the last 6 or 8 races, and we just need to put together a couple of good weekends. That would go a long way for everyone at MWR, and certainly myself, still looking for a deal for next year, but got 10 races to go and a lot of really good racetracks for us, a lot of good tracks that I enjoy going to, so it all starts this weekend at Chicagoland.
Hey, is this one of those things, 10 races to go, where you just be loose, you have a good time with these guys, and you go out there just racing?
Yeah, absolutely. You still got a lot of race for, even though we're not racing for a championship. You're racing for trophies, for wins, for pride, and just to have fun. So we are kind of relaxed and laid back a little bit, working hard to make sure our Aaron's Toyota's fast, and we can have a lot of fun if we have some fast race cars. And Chicagoland Speedway's turned into a really, really good racetrack, and looking forward to a fun day on Sunday.
All right, David Ragan, we appreciate you joining us on NASCAR.com always, and the driver, the Aaron's Dream Machine, number 55 Toyota there for Michael Waltrip Racing, looking for a new seat in 2016. Tigra, oh, big shout out, Tigra. You asked for it on Twitter. Hit me up on Twitter, any one of you, at Matthew Dillner. And thanks for doing the show, guys. Really appreciate it. Well, Tigra, thank you. You, along with a lot of the people on this show, are loyal fans of this show ever since its inception, and we appreciate every single one of you. Even if you don't get a shout out on the show, we see you. Nick Lentz, congrats on your baby. Yes, this is my first GarageCam. Shout out to my son Hudson Gray, who doesn't even know what he's watching, but Mama there, Erica, has the tablet there, watching it on NASCAR.com, I'm sure. Not against her belly like she has for 8-9 months. The number 31 of Ryan Newman has one win here at Chicagoland Speedway. Of course, proved that consistency can nearly win a championship last season with his dramatic run. Jeff Gordon. This is a big weekend for Jeff Gordon. Career start number 688. Excuse me, not career start, consecutive start for Jeff Gordon. 788 starts. That ties Terry Labonte, which is a really big thing. And you see right here, Jeff Gordon, with a throng of fans walking up here to this Exalta Chevrolet, and of course, a big weekend for Jeff Gordon as he signs here. Career consecutive starts, 788, very much an Ironman of this sport. The thumbs up as Gordon gets ready for practice. Louis DiDonato, I'd like to see my favorite race car driver, Jeff Gordon, please. Well, there is the number 24 car getting ready for practice number 1 here at Chicagoland Speedway. Kobe Drews, Jeff Gordon, please, with the cherry on top. Hey, I like cherries, especially on my ice cream. You know, I love the fact that Ashley Parlett, oh wait, hold on, let's see the back of her hair. She's got the pen back there. You always got to have the pen in the back of the hair. Well, Jamie Mack here, his first chase appearance. Man, he's done so much in his career, and now gets to add to that list that he is a member of the chase for the Sprint Cup. So a pretty cool notch on the hat of Jamie McMurray as this team gets ready. And a cool situation for them because there's not as much pressure for a team like this. Jamie Mack, his first time here in the chase. These guys are going to have some fun and go for it here at Chicagoland Speedway. Denny Hamlin proving that the ACL is not going to slow him down. Last week, a great run for he and that whole entire JGR team. The number 78 Denver mattress machine of Martin Truex Jr. And there is Martin Truex Jr. having some fun. We've had a lot of fun here in Chicagoland Speedway this weekend. We've had a lot of fun this weekend with those media events and parties and all that, but now it's time for business.
It's time to get on the racetrack and do some laps. So yeah, we've talked about it all week. Now let's go do it. So it's always fun to get back to work, get in the car, and go make it happen. See what you got.
A lot of people pulling for you in the chase here.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting. I know you answered the question a million times probably yesterday, but now it's reality. Man, you're in the chase.
Yeah, we've had a good season. We've got a really good race team, and feel like it's a good opportunity for us to go show them what we're made of. So we're excited about this opportunity, and we're going to make the most of it.
All right, Martin Truex Jr. right there. The Furniture Row machine, you see that yellow strip on the front bumper and then the yellow insignia where the name is right there, and then you see the yellow spoiler on the backs of these cars. That signifies that they are participating in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. Brad Keselowski, he's no stranger to this chase. He's a former champion here in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, putting on the helmet, getting ready for practice. Carl Edwards, the Stanley Tools machine right here. Drivers getting in their cars a little bit early, including Carl Edwards. Krista Burrell wants to see this Carl Edwards machine right here. What's up, Carl Edwards?
Not a lot. We got the Stanley Camry this week, so hopefully we can get
that kind of has a good ring to it, by the way, the Stanley Camry.
Camry. Yes, it's
a tongue twister, but I know you can handle it.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm excited to get going. I just watched the race from last year, and
so a little studying.
Yeah, this place is cool. It really changes a lot. I don't know if it's going to rain this afternoon, so we're going to go to qualifying trim, try to put a fast lap down, and see what happens.
How cool is that this place is now seasoned, the pavement here? That's the big thing.
Yes, these tracks, they spend so much money to get the pavement perfect, which, that's what you do when you pave something. But, man, as they age, get a little bumpy, a little rough, that's when it really gets good.
All right, buddy. Have a great day here. Carl Edwards in that Stanley Toyota getting ready for the practice session here at Chicagoland Speedway. Kurt Busch about to climb in his Haas Automation number 41. You can feel it as business is picking up here in the garage. Some drivers getting in their cars a little bit early, possibly ready to pull out of their garage stall a tad early too. And here's Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s Diet Mountain Dew scheme right here. Very popular paint scheme, colorful. You can easily pick it out on the track. Junior rocking the backwards cap like old school Dale Earnhardt Jr. from the 2000s there. That's kind of pretty cool. Hey, nobody rocks the backwards lid like Junior. Kevin Harvick already in his car, the defending champion of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series in this Jimmy John's Freaky Fast machine. Joey Logano right next door. Well, I picked him to win the championship going into the season. Don't tell these other 15 drivers that, but Joey Logano, a strong performance, 3 wins on the season for this number 22 team. The Penske organization so very strong. But hey, you got to look to the number 2 and number 3 seeds in this championship fight. 4 wins for Matt Kenseth this year. JGR, an absolutely unbelievable season. Since Kyle Busch has returned to the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, JGR has just really solidified themselves as a powerhouse. 15 races since he's been back, Kyle Busch. Average finish for the organization as a whole, 11.7, including 9 wins, 36 top 10 finishes as a company. You'd never guess, though, who has the best average finish of those 4 drivers. It's not the one stealing the headlines, stealing the checkered flags. it is Denny Hamlin with a 10.6. So incredibly strong performance company-wide for Joe Gibbs Racing. Here is the number 18 Crispy M&M's machine of Kyle Busch. You see the 4 win stickers on his machine. Makes it easier for us rolling through the garage. Well, how many wins does he have on the season? Well, just look at the darn car. And you see the stickers, the Challenger round here. The first round of our playoffs here, the chase for the Sprint Cup. Jimmy Johnson's machine. And of course, PR superstar Amy Walsh. The Lowe's Chevrolet, trying to get 7. Of course, this is a place where Jimmy Johnson does not have a win. He's got the goose egg here. One of 4 tracks that Jimmy Johnson has not won a race at. So, yeah, he's had 13 races here. He's got the goose egg. But you know what, folks? He has the best driver rating here. The best average finish of anybody here at Chicago belongs to this guy. Doesn't have a checker flag, but he has a whole lot of success here. So do not count this Lowe's machine out. Of course, this will be a big weekend also for Chad Knaus, a native of the area from nearby Rockford, Illinois. Of course, Rockford, Illinois, they have a short track there. That's where he grew up at. The Las Vegas, Nevada driver, Kyle Busch, putting on the helmet, getting ready. Matt Kenseth has been in his number 20 here in the garage area since 1992. He gets to the garage early. He's very sneaky, that Matt Kenseth. And of course, everybody's getting ready for the chase. Even our broadcast partners and Marty Smith tweeting, getting ready for their show here on NBC Sports. Hey, you know what? Let's talk to Marty. We never talked to Marty. All right, Marty.
What are we going to talk about, Matt?
You're on Twitter checking things out.
I
NBC Sports, the first season.
Yes.
How's it gone so far, and what's the excitement level here for the playoffs?
Oh, it's been fun. We're very excited for the chase. We're very excited to get things kicked off, get things going here. So I think it's been fun. I think it's been a fun 10 races so far, and it's going to be a very exciting 10 final races. So we're looking forward to it.
All right, Marty.
We got practice right now, though.
Marty Snyder right there, getting ready for practice here at the Chicagoland Speedway. Here's a guy who knows some success here at Chicago, Matt Kenseth, the Dollar General machine. Here we go. Oh, to everybody in the chat room, thanks for joining us today on NASCAR.com. We're watching the Chasers, the Challengers, rolling out onto the track. Carl Edwards, Brad Keselowski, can he do it again? Oh, some first-timers in this chase. Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, battling through the ACL. First-timer Jamie Mack. And one last time for the number 24, Jeff Gordon. So much drama, so much anticipation set for this weekend, for the opening of our chase. No expectations on Paul Menard and Clint Boyer. Menard's first trip to the NASCAR chase for the Sprint Cup. He's only led 1 lap this year, and he wins the championship. Casey Mears, Danica Patrick, the drivers rolling by here. The Mobil 1 machine of Tony Stewart. Fans snapping pictures away, practice about to start momentarily. Ricky Stenhouse rolls by. Oh, Chicagoland Speedway, a 1.5-mile super speedway here in Joliet, Illinois. 18 degrees of banking. Built in 1999, Kevin Harvick, the winner of the first race here in 2001. Well, there's been 3 NASCAR, I'm a history buff. There's only been 3 racetracks in Illinois that have hosted races. Santa Fe Speedway was one of them. Soldier Field, the famed Soldier Field, was held 1 actual NASCAR Sprint Cup Series race. They held a lot of NASCAR racing, midget racing as well. And of course, Chicagoland Speedway. 78 drivers have recorded the home state as Illinois, and plus Matthew Stricker, he's an Illinois boy. Of course, the most famous of them all, Fred Lorenzen. Fred Lorenzen, 26 Sprint Cup Series wins, a legend in the sport. And Fred Lorenzen will be here on Sunday. How about it, folks? That is awesome. History, NASCAR, drama, the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. 16 battles, 10 nations, Only one will prevail. Who will it be? We'll find out this weekend at Chicagoland Speedway who takes that very first step to the championship. Will Jimmy Johnson make it 7? Matt Kenseth? Will Kevin Harvick defend his title? We'll see. There you go. Hey, you know what? Let's have him sign off. You're going to be the guy that signs off here on NASCAR.com GarageCam.
Live or not?
Do it.
Awesome. This is GarageCam. Sprint Cup practice about to start right now.
Oh, yeah, baby. Until next time, we'll see you at the races.